today we will start the new lesson from the geography first lesson, resources and development. As you will see, the definition are written here. Any things that can satisfy the needs of human beings are termed as resources. Second, any object that can be renewed or reproduced, physical, chemical or mechanical process is termed as resource. And next one, any object that can be technically accessible, culturally acceptable and economically feasible is termed as resource. So student, today we will see the relationship among the resources, technology and institution. We will see what is the role of human beings. The student will see the relationship between these three things and what is the role of human beings. We will see there that human beings they exploit the resources, physical resources, natural resources, with the help of technology, and they form the institution. But what is the role of institution? These institutions just start the process of development. They accelerate the process of development with the help of technology to exploit the resources, and these resources start the process of development with the help of technology and institution, such as you will see the dam where you will see the water. This is the physical resource. So human beings they produce the institution in the help of technology, hydrological process, where they produce the institution, and these dams just start the process of development for the mankind. Means they produces the electricity. This electricity start the process of development, accelerate the development for the different areas, because electricity is the boon for the mankind in the present time, in the contemporary time. So student, we will start the process, the lesson with the classification. Basically the resources are classified as you studied in the last classes, means junior classes: natural resources, man-made resources and human resources. Natural resources means the resources which we get from the earth as a free gift from the nature. So these resources are known as natural resources. But some resources which are made by the human beings, such as the building, road, dams, temple, all these things are known as a man-made resources. The bridge, the metro train, many things. They are very helpful. And next one is the human resource. Human become a resource when it get the intelligence and wisdom, and it turn into the capital when education and health has been given to it. Then human resource become a human capital. Okay student, so the resources has been classified in your book. There are four bases where the resources has been classified: on the basis of origin, number one; number two, on the basis of accessibility; number third, on the basis of ownership; and last one, on the basis of status of development. On the basis of origin, you will find the two type of the resources: biotic and abiotic. Two type of the resources, and these resources are termed as flora and fauna. Means where there is the living forms, where the life has been described or termed. These resources are known as a biotic resources. Mostly they are known as a flora. Flora means the vegetation and fauna means the animals. Next one is abiotic resources, means where there is not any living forms, the resource has not been found. These are classified into the different types such as the metallic, non-metallic and many more. Resources has been classified in the further part in the lesson. So resources has been classified according to the exhaustibility. You study very much time in your old classes. Resources has been classified according to exhaustibility. These are two types as you study well in the old classes also. The resources which can be renewed, renewable, and second one is non renewable. You study well in the different terms such as which can be exhaustible, which can be non-renewable, and which can be inexhaustible, which can be renewable. So it means the resources which can be renewed again and again, means through the chemical process, through the physical process, they can be regenerate themselves again and again, such as the solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, thermal energy, nuclear energy, and many more energies can be classified here. And non-renewable resources, the resources which can be known as conventional resources or traditional resources, means the resources which are used in our daily life and which are used to produce the power generation, such as the coal, petroleum, and many more other resources which are being a challenge for the earth because there are two conditions with them. Number one, they are very limited. The second thing, they are caused for the producing of carbon dioxide and many more ozone and enemies gases, and these gases are destroying the ozone layer day by day, and which are becoming the, we'll say, very dangerous for earth in our forthcoming time. Even they are challenge for the existence of the human beings, means human beings, if they have to be settled in the earth very successfully, then the use of these resources, means these type of the material which are found in the earth in very limited amount, should be very stabilized. The third type of the resources on the basis of ownerships, such as the individual resources. Second is the community resources. Number third, national, and number four, international resources. So student, individual resources which we will see one by one. Individual resources means owned privately by individuals, such as plots, house, car, wells, and many of the other things, such as we can find for ourselves only, where we have the right over these resources individually, means my house, my car, my property, my bank, my family. All these things are known as a individual resources. Second category of the resources is community based resources, means the resources where there is the ownership on the resources of that resources more than one person, means which are used by the members of the community means the things which are found in our surroundings, such as the public park, picnic spots, playgrounds, temple, many of the things. Clear students, these are the kind of resources which are owned by more than one people in the society. Next one is the national resources. National resources can be classified. The resources which are available in the country are national resources such as forest, wildlife, land division, and political territories. Means the area of India 3.28 million square kilometer area comes under this range of the national resources where there is the ownership of India, and India can claim over the resources up to the 22 nautical mile, 22 kilometer and 12.9 nautical mile. It is 22 kilometer and it is 12.9 nautical mile. So these are the resources where the government of India had the ownership over such resources, where the forest, wildlife, national park, tanks, river, mountain, even the mountain peaks, where there is the ownership of the country, and the beyond the things comes under the international resources. The oceanic resources beyond 200 kilometer of the exclusive economic zone belonging to the international area, where they are more than 200 kilometer or more than that. These resources are controlled by the international, you will say, institutions like the UNO, like many of the institutions where they are not controlled by one country, even they are dealing with other countries or more than one country. These resources comes in study as exclusive economic zone EEZ, where these property can be considered as the property of the whole world, where one country cannot claim over it, such as the Great Barrier Reef in the Pacific Ocean, such as many of the water bodies, water point, where any country cannot claim. Any ocean cannot be claimed by any country. We have seen South China Sea, mostly time it is owned by China, but mostly times America had knocked the door of UNO and claimed the South Sea as the property of whole world, not in America, not in China. Okay. Okay. So student, on the basis of status of development, there are four category of the resources: potential, developed, stock, reserved. Potential resources means which are found in a region but have not been yet utilized, such as the solar energy, wind energy, which are mostly found in our arid dry region in the western India, such as solar energy mostly found in the dry region in western part of India in Rajasthan, but it is not being used properly. Second type of the resources is developed resources, which are surveyed and their quality and quantity has been determined for utilization, and they can be used for the development process of the human beings, but everything has been cleared about these resources, means many of the things has been find out about these resources. Next one is stock, which have the potential to satisfy human need but do not have appropriate technology access them, and these resources are very important for the process of development. But due to the lack of technology, we have not find out it, such as the water, which is made by the two gases, hydrogen and oxygen. Both gases are inflammable, but quality or the kind of scientific skill has not been developed to separate the both gases from the water so that it can be used as the resources for our self benefit. And last one is reserve resources. The resources can be put into use with the help of technical know-how, but their use has not been started. So these are the type of resources as a hydrological process of water. It has been available for our surroundings, but has not been still used. So it is also known as a subset of the stocks reserved.